right, we're past 7. I think it's ample time for starting stuff. I've had the stream up for a few minutes to. I assume people get notified when the stream is live. I guess, you know, I don't really know. Welcome to the stream this evening. I'm Lewis, and we've got I've done a couple of pictures so far. I did Gadget, the Rescue Rangers, the very first time I streamed a couple weeks ago. Then last week I did Buster and Babs Bunny, and then I kind of broke that into 2 streams because drawing 2 characters, I couldn't do the line art and the ink all in one stream, so that actually took 2 things to do. So I actually was live a couple days ago to finish that one. As I was wrapping the Buster and Babs stream up, I mentioned that I was thinking about other characters I wanted to draw, and I was like, oh, well, like, what about like Falco? He was one of the characters I named in the list of other things I would like to do. And then I got to thinking, and I was like, oh yeah, I hesitate to call it new because it is a remake of the 64 version, but the new Star Fox is coming out like next week. So by this time next week, if I have another Picarto stream, that game will be out. So I was thinking, you know, hey, well, you know, I mentioned want to draw Falco, so let's just do the Falco. I was trying to figure out. I know he has like a bunch of different wardrobes, so I think I'm just gonna stick with like the normal one, like the Super Smash Brothers one. I guess the one that he always wears and every time he appears. Because let me show you this. Let me take this out of the holder real quick and unplug it. So I got one of the reference. That's all clean, by the way. Don't worry about it. I have one of the reference pictures for Falco here that I was looking at for like his outfit and things like that. And let me see if I can find it. Yeah, there's this one. This picture is hosted on WikiFur, and I don't know the context, but I'm pretty sure this is official art of him. He looks like he's wearing like Dr. Robotnik's suit or something. Is this like concept art from like Star Fox Assault or Star Fox Adventures? I have no idea. I have never seen him in this outfit before, and I consider myself a pretty big fan of the character. But I believe this get-up, what he's got here, this is what I believe the kids these days would call serving, I think is what's going on here. So yeah, when I was looking for references of like poses, I was like, you know, maybe that one. But I saw that suit was funny. Here's the way he looks in the remake, the upcoming new game. He looks very old and haggard, but that's fine because none of us are young anymore, anyways. I don't know if I'll do that one. I was kind of thinking that the version everybody knows, like this one. Sorry, this picture is on Reddit. Ew. But I figured just this kind of look because that's like the Super Smash Brothers get up. So I was figuring I could do those clothes, and then he's always crossing his arms, so you know, maybe something like that. You wrangle with that and put that back inside the holder for it. That's what I have over there whenever you see me reaching off camera and I'm looking at stuff, and I said I'm looking at references or, you know, official art or whatever, fan art that I'm using for the character to kind of keep them fresh in my head what they look like and stuff. It's that. So whenever I'm reaching over there playing with that, I'm switching between pictures or whatever. So I guess we'll go with the 64 version outfit. You know, maybe crossed arms because he's cool. He's got to be edgy, right? So let's see. I haven't drawn any bird characters yet. They got like they don't have a muzzle, you know, like a dog character or like a canine or a wolf or whatever. Or ostensibly like a dragon as well, how they have the extended snout. But this is kind of like somewhere in the middle. Everything I've drawn so far has kind of a flat face, you know, mouse, rabbit. So start the head. Is that too big? I don't know. We'll see. As usually it's, rule of thumb is that you have the head size and then the body is like 8 or so. That's probably a little bit too big. I mean, Because so far I've only really drawn like cartoon characters, and they kind of have, you know, kind of funny body proportions, and Falco has like approaching normal, you know, proper anthro. Okay, so we'll go have him doing his little look. So that'll kind of be the, again, his nose would be beak, I guess, would start, the center of his beak would be right here. And that'll have that jutting out that way. I guess I can kind of, maybe, where would that be? Sure. We'll leave that for now. No, neck, shoulders, kind of the collarbone area. Yeah, he has like, you know, the jacket he wears, his flight jacket, kind of has that thriller aesthetic. I hear whistling. Oh, dude. Is this a pirate jaunty? Is that what this is? Oh, God. Is this song just ending? I don't want to... Okay, good. I was going to be like, I don't want to hear pirate whistling. Oh, that's going to be so distracting. I mean, somber Castlevania music isn't much more of an improvement. Alright, so torso here, waistline, kind of do that there. Let's see, and then it'll be one thigh, two thighs, but also, like, if he's kind of facing this way, we're gonna kind of see. I'm not gonna give him, you know, junk in the trunk, so to speak, but this is the side of him we're gonna see where we would see, you know, his rear end or whatever. So we're gonna have one leg here, and the shoe will go here. We'll have one leg kind of coming down this way, and then I guess with the stance, you know, if his feet are like that, and he's kind of facing this way, this one's going to kind of be, I guess, almost sideways, and this one's going to be, you know, kind of facing us. So that'll be shoes, I guess, like that. I'm just playing these guidelines fast and loose, like I'm let's see. So yeah, he goes here, and then we'll have his shoulders there, and then kind of have a little bit, you know, I guess kind of a muscular kind of chest. Not so much like an hourglass figure, but obviously the chest on, you know, a athletic male is a little bit bigger than the abdomen, things like that, where the abs are. So we're crossing. If he's crossing his arms, that means they're probably going to be about. They're going to be about right here. Sure. Alright. So we got one shoulder here. That'll come down. Elbow here. Elbow here. Okay, now which... I'm crossing my arms to figure out, like... So one goes on... So, okay. The path of least resistance is to make... If this is going to be the dominant leg, right, because that's the one nearest to us, we should just probably make this the dominant arm, right, because that would be the one that's on top of the, you know, that'd be the easier. So, okay. So, let me just get a loose kind of shape for now. So that'll be like this, and then he's got his, you see his fingers or something would come across like right here. So then that is there, and then, you know, fingers would be. That's not bad for guidelines. I can I can remember that if I look back at it again. All right, so this is the front of his body. So this will be the front of his pants. Will be right here. Now I know Falco is a favorite of the fandom. I have the opportunity to you know to draw a little something extra on the front of his pants, but you know, I'm not really interested in doing that. Knees here. Now, you know, the pictures I've got of him in his uniform, he's going to be wearing a lot of clothes that are not form-fitting. You know, like when we drew Gadget, she was just a basic kind of cartoon character. So her coveralls were just basically the shape of her body because it just saved on, you know, animation complexity. But with Falco, since he's not really a cartoon character, he's just a whole. I'm looking at like video game renders and stuff of him, so or like the concept renders and stuff of him from the game. So he looks a little more fleshed out than some of the other stuff we do. So it looks like his boots just come right up to his knees. So kind of do keep that in mind. That'll be boot. And that one kind of, yeah, so that moves to the side. And then I guess, you know, he's got his tail feathers. We'll just have that out there. That works. All right. Not bad for guidelines. I feel like I've only done a few. I've only done a couple of. I say few, but only two of them had pencil art. I'm kind of relearning this pretty fast. Let's see. So he's got kind of the little, you know, his feathers or whatever. He has kind of the little thing on the top of his head, little point. I'll worry about the detail of the point later. I know he's kind of got like he's got the whoosh, like the double swoosh. And then if this is his cheek, then he also has almost like a little, he almost has like a little raccoon tuft on his cheek. Now, again, some of, you know, around his neck and his collarbone, that's going to be covered because the flight jacket has, of course, a collar and stuff like that. So, kind of like when we were doing, we were drawing like Babs, I think, right? And also Gadget, they both had collars on their tops, so kind of covered up some of it. Okay, so looking at the, I just don't want to give him, I don't want to make the beak too big. I feel like having the beak come out to like here is probably good. Let me see. Let me just draw the shape. I can always you know, erase it. Okay, that's the point. And kind of. See, I feel like that might be a little too long. His beak should probably come out to like here. I don't want to give him a plague mask, you know what I mean? Let me just get this general shape down. So his eye, we're going to have an eye like right here, and if the top of the beak is here, then it kind of goes down and underneath his eye. That works. That works for just for looking. neck. Is that too close to the... Yeah, that's too close to the front of the beak. The neck should probably start a little ways, like right here, maybe? Sure. I'll go with that. Looks a little strange. Not sure why. I mean, I've got a ton of weird guidelines. It's all up in his beak. Maybe that's... Yeah, that was kind of poisoning the well a little bit. Let's see. We'll do the little kind of almond... I don't want that too... Well, the entire red section is not his eye. His eye is a smaller piece within that, so... He has like the... I mean, it doesn't look wrong. Like, it's just... Maybe it'll look... maybe it's the swoosh on the back. Maybe if I mess with the... I don't know. There's just something about the shape of his head that just... It looks a little strange to me. I'm having a hard time putting it into words. It looks alright. It looks alright. Maybe if I do more of the body, it'll... In context, you know? It'll look better. Let's see. So... We got... I mean... Let me see. His jacket is open, so he's got the open jacket. So that'll... Let's see, like this. Be the... But then he's also got his arms are crossed, so that's going to cover part of, you know, what we can see. Oh, but yeah, also collar. So if this is the part we can see, then we've also got the collar coming up. Not too much, because that's got to come in, and then his shoulder has to start. And we'll do the same thing here. So that'll be collar, and then that just kind of turns into the other side of the jacket. And then while I'm here, he's got clothes on underneath that jacket. Sorry, fellas. Okay, so he's going to have this arm's fingers are going to be covering this arm. So, I mean, I feel like I should just kind of draw the arm, and then I can just erase it. So I just need that just to know, like, where everything is. That center guideline. It's kind of throwing me off. The point of his elbow with this circle should be like here. Okay. What do the sleeves on this jacket look like? He's got like kind of open sleeves. Almost looks like a duct tape jacket or something. I don't know. Yeah, it's got like... Okay. I mean, not the whole thing duct tape, but like strips of duct tape around like the cuffs. That's kind of what it looks like. So, okay. So the arm here, and then also here, trying to look at the cuffs of this jacket. So I'm gonna kind of go, I guess, kind of like that, maybe. Then really his hand would be. We got hand. And then the sleeve kind of drops down like this. It's weird because it's like I guess it is like a flight jacket, but it's got like bell-bottom sleeves. Just doesn't seem very efficient, is what I'm trying to get at. Okay. I wasn't sure if I was going to erase part of this or not. I guess not. As we can see, I guess I also have to be careful not to draw it and make it look like a straight jacket, right? That would be, that would be not good. Alright, and then this arm is going to kind of go behind this one. So we're really not going to, it's just going to kind of disappear behind this until his fingers kind of come up, you know, right here is where his fingers are going to be. And then coming out through right here, we're going to have this hand. I mean, it only looks like a straight jacket because I haven't drawn his hands yet. How many fingies does he have? 3 or 4? I'm counting 4 there. He's got 4. Okay, so let's see. Have kind of a shape like this. Would you see all? As I'm trying to now, I'm doing it again because I'm trying to see, like, would you see all 4 of them, or would like one of them be tucked, like in the crook of where his elbow is? Where would they be? This would, okay. So that's his arm. That's the arm. He's also got like weird, like, feather wing fingers. That's gonna kind of throw me off too. He doesn't really have, like, at least in like the game references and stuff I'm pulling up of him, he doesn't really have, like, you know, normal, like, hands. I feel I am very subtly messing this up because he's got like big fingers, but I don't want him to go, like, I guess all the way. Okay, let me just. I'm afraid of making him go like all the way up his arm. I don't know. Is this Door into Summer? Door into Chaotix. Well, yeah, it's a cover of that, a remix. Dude, Knuckles Chaotix had some great music. It's a shame the game is, I'll say it, it's not very good. It's a damn shame, but, you know, that game's got some absolute bangers. Doesn't look too bad. That looks alright. adjust myself on my stool here. Long-time viewers will know that I'm kind of sitting on a weird little uncomfortable bar stool. It's really all I got space for. Like, this drafting table is up against the wall. It's kind of in my kitchen area of my house. It's just where I had the most floor space left. Okay, so... My favorite song off the Chaotix soundtrack is probably Walkin'. I think that was also one of the ones that in the sound test... Because it's weird because, like, Knuckles Chaotix has the levels that they, like, change. They have, like, not like a day-night cycle, but the levels, like, change. So, there's, like, Walkin' and, like, Electoria, I think, are mixes of the same song. So I don't actually know what the actual, like, name of the track is called. But that one is one of my favorites. Very, very long time ago, I did a little remix of it. Not like an OC remix like the one we're hearing here, but like, I used like an emulator and I like turned off some of the sound channels to like make samples and everything. Kind of did like a little, like a live cut. I guess it was almost, I guess you'd call it like a DJ set, I guess. I don't know. The middle two fingers probably need to be a little bit longer. Is this Axley? Oh, dude. This OC remix, this one that's playing right now, this is so old. I had this burned on a CD that I made when I was in... What year? What year? Okay, I have to know. What's the date on that? 2002. Oh my god. I had that burned on a CD when I was in high school. I knew it was old. I knew it was old. This is one of the, like, the first songs on OC Remix. Kind of unfortunate though, because like Axley it's just a shmup. And that's really not my genre, so you know I'm not really enthusiastic about this game. But dude, I'll be damned if this is not just a brilliant remix. It does have good music. I'll give him that much. I feel like his hand kind of looks a little weird here. It looks a little strange. You know, hands are the bane of my existence. I was at the, speaking of, I was at the Walmart today, because I didn't want to drive all the way out into the city. I had, my plans kind of got, I was planning on swinging by the Hobby Lobby, but my plans kind of got rearranged, so that just didn't put me in that part of town. So I went to the Walmart when I was out getting lunch, and I was going to see if they had an Illustrator glove, you know, that covers up the bottom half of your hand. They didn't. Not only did they not have it, the person stocking that department had no idea what I was asking about, so, you know, whatever. I'm trying to draw some of, like the, in the jacket, like where the creases would be, so that maybe, because I don't know, I feel like his hand here just looks a little strange. That's great, you know, it's, I'm always self-conscious about how I draw hands. So I pick a character that just has like weird like bird feather arm things. Maybe it looks weird because like I didn't have... Yeah, okay, that looks less weird now that I've got the upper... That's what it was missing. It was missing this tiny line right there. That now looks like he has an arm. I had to take a hydration break. Of course, the rules are no drinks No drinks by the drafting table. Alright. Okay, so I gotta account for because his waist is gonna be like right here, but I gotta account for the fact that like his jacket is gonna be a little bit back, and then that opening is gonna kind of continue down to here. Skate or die. Was that one of the NES games that like wasn't very good? I know I've probably played it. Is that the one from the JonTron where it says like swood, and you get a game over and there's like a tombstone and it says rest in peace, and one of the pieces of graffiti is like swood, and he's like, he was one swood guy. Alright. Well, I tell you what, I feel like this side of the jacket, I'm trying to think about perspective and how we're going to see where his pants start. So I was like, the jacket's going to kind of come a little bit back this way, and there's going to be a little bit of overhang, but I feel like I should probably do the same at least on this side of his body too. Some weird foreshortening. Let's see. Out of here. No, that line it's going too steep. I've made it steeper. That was not the solution. I guess that might be it. Maybe, yeah. Okay, I'm focusing too much on the jacket. So, pants, start here. Belt. Falco's got a belt that has like a... He's got a belt that the buckle is like it's like a newbies can't Triforce kind of thing. Okay. I have let's see. So the front part of the belt has like the buckle part is bigger than the front, and he's got like a little triangle on it, and then on either side of it he's got some smaller ones that are pointing in the opposite direction. And if you didn't understand the Triforce gag I just said a second ago, now you probably get it. Maybe. Then we got pants. So, let's see. So that's the torso. It's the crotchular region. He has a gun on his right leg, so I gotta figure, I mean, his right, our left. His head looks, by the way, his head does look less weird in the context of having, like, part of an upper body. Okay. So then, this is kind of weird because I'm looking at I'm looking at where his shoes are, his boots or whatever, and they've got, like, They're like tucked into the, you know, his pants are tucked into it, so it's right above the knee. So I'm just gonna, just for now, I'm gonna make a little thing like that. That's easy. Don't want to go too crazy with the stance. Let's see. That leg straight. Sure. Is this the Mario Land 2 castle? I have these boots. I think this is the first time I've drawn shoes, because Buster, Babs, and Gadget are all barefoot. Okay. So I'm gonna draw this one first. Because the shoe, like, because I'm looking at them, they have like a weird, it's almost like this. They got like a little thing that like comes out the front. And I feel like I might need to extend it down a little towards the bottom of the page, but maybe not too much. Let's see. I'll worry about the exact shape in a second. I feel like those might look like clown shoes. I mean, what they're like, I mean, the boots are pretty big. These other... We'll go in the middle. I'll go right here. Okay? We'll go between those two guidelines. Like, this is the front of the shoe, right? And then this is the ball, the heel. No, this is the ball of the foot. That's the heel. I know anatomy. I mean, I don't, but you know. It just looks like a weird Christmas stocking. Okay, let me. Let me do my patented when in doubt, draw the other thing. You're a firm believer that feet do not have balls? I mean, honestly, that's a completely valid take. I would be willing to, you know, hear that argument. They just look big. The shoes look big. I don't know what it is. Like, the shoes are like this, and then it's like, you know, they're like, they take up like, what's a weird fraction? They take up like 1.5/5 of his body. How much is that? 3/10? Okay. Let me just see if I can like massage a design out of this. Okay, so where's the bottom of this shoe is going to be, like right here? So then the shoes also have like a little, there's like a band. So we'll have that. And then that front. I thought this was the Pokemon, like the red and blue evolution song. And I looked over and it's like Mega Man. I'm like, what? Yeah, that's yeah, exactly. That's like, he probably does have like weird bird feet. I mean, that's what I would assume. So you could just go with like the Bashi or Boshi look, and just have the feet like his claws like ripping through it. Falco, for as good of a character design as he is, he definitely does have that weird, like... You're right, because his feet don't match the shape of the shoes he's wearing. I mean, even the shoes that the characters... Well, then again, that was a puppet show. Dinosaurs. So, like, Robbie Sinclair and stuff like that. He had big dinosaur feet shoes, you know? Those little high-top sneakers, whatever you want to call them. That's a character I would like to do a drawing of someday too, is Robbie. Of course, that painting I showed, the background I have that I haven't done anything with, that was going to be a painting of Robbie at an arcade. I just need to work on it. This one. Then I got the weird, like, scuzzy wall and stuff like that, and I haven't done the texture on the checkers yet, but the weird bowling alley carpet and stuff like that. I just need to find the time to do that. It doesn't look too bad. Now I gotta figure out what this is gonna look like on the front of this boot. It's gonna have like a little angled portion, and I guess like it's gonna kind of go down. What is that? Just kind of turns into like a little Atari logo, I guess. Sure. Let's try this. I'm not gonna make this poke out as much. I'm gonna kind of pull that back a bit when I do this. Yeah, I'll run with it. We're gonna make like a Steve Winwood song and just roll with it. This sounds like the Titanic song, the pan flute version. Every night in my dreams, I see you, I feel you. Feel me, bro? So one thing I should also, like, the shoes, like, they have, like, a weird, like, accentuation of his calves. So I'm trying to also, like, kind of bake that into the shape of it. I know it's not really a tongue. They're like mechanical boots. They're just like big metal boots. Why have steel toe when you can have all steel? That's right, Falco Lombardi's Oops All Steel. I'm just paranoid that it's gonna come out looking like a clown. Because that's like the, I mean, that's not too bad. It's not too bad. This sounds like Dragon Quest or Dragon Warrior. Okay. What are these? I mean, man, this is the first time I've ever had to worry about like clothes on a character. Like looking at these damn refs. So, man. I mean, let's just work. I'm already working on the boots, so the part that accentuates the calf has like one of these, and then the section continues under it. Yes, it does angle itself up. Okay, and then from the this little like buckle thing right here, we've got, this goes down along the heel, and then it comes up. Like that. And then the top half of the shoe also has like a, I don't know, like something that just kind of goes into this, I guess. Okay. So then again here. Oh, maybe, so, yeah, because the front of the boot, so this one, that's why this kind of looks off. Is that where this kind of shears off, it has a piece that kind of connects into the, oh man, I really messed that up, didn't I? Okay, that goes down. Yeah, that looks better. Okay, so then we got the same thing like here. So then, kind of have this lip, and then this. Well, because this, I should account for this, should be like here and here. Okay. Then that goes up. That goes up into. I've got too much guidelines. Still kind of just continues to divide it further. No, that's kind of uneven. Well, he's also kind of standing at an angle though, so that's whatever. It's kind of the way it was a second ago. Okay. So, what have I done? I've done something weird here. Because this is this, and that's way too tiny. Right, because these two lines are implied with the shape here. So okay, I've done something. What did I do? Okay, I can fix this. Hang on. Okay, I can fix it. I can fix it, don't worry. Okay, so that's gonna go to like... Yeah, there we go. That's better. I mean, it still looks a little strange, but... Okay. And then, this... So... It's kind of weird how, like, the you could draw... Like, this just looks like a funny alligator nose. It just looks like like you could just draw little teeth on this and it would be an alligator. Alright, and then I guess I don't want to connect these two lines because that's the bump is right here, but then the thing behind them, you know, where it separates and is the other color. I have a two like that. Man, that's the most time I've ever spent drawing a pair of shoes, I think, on anybody. Right. That's... does this look alright? Does this foot look alright? Because I can't bring it any further down. It looks smaller than this. I gave him... Oh, fucking hell. Okay. What about this? Yeah, perspective is... It's hard. Perspective is hard. Thankfully, I don't think this is going to be too hard of a fix. Looks a little derpy. I've kind of... It looks better. It looks, honestly, extending the shoe out that far looked... It looks better. I mean, that's the best I could do. Because this looks proportional. This one looked a little weird. Okay. Where's my AC off? It's really hot in here. Hang on. Was it hot in here, or is it just Falco? Alright. We'll start with this pant leg. Well, we got pockets, we got creases. What do we got going on here? And, oh man, what the hell? That's a... Dude, that pattern... Oh, that picture's not clear enough. Okay. I'll just kind of freestyle it. Okay. So we do have to have some type of texture in the fabric, okay? You know, because these boots, these pants are tucked into his boots. So we'll have some creases. in the fabric. And I'll be honest with you, fabric, not one of my strong points. I really kind of cut my teeth drawing like reptiles and cartoon characters. So a lot of dragons, a lot of you know, a lot of Tiny Toons, a lot of Fifi the Fume. I feel like that dismissive shrug that I do is gonna kind of become my, my trademark, I think, on my little stream here. All right, yeah, that's okay. You know, I mean, I feel like I might be like missing like a second crease, like right here or something. Maybe, I don't know. Some of those here. I'll just kind of do the, well, that line probably. There we go. It's not, you know, all things considered, it's not too hard. You know, you just kind of, just draw. You know what? If you're afraid of drawing pants, just do it, man. Just draw those pants. You know, don't be afraid of no pants. Draw you some bird pants. I mean, for someone who just never really draws clothed characters, that's it. Fine, dude. I'll call that. That's a celebration right there. I'll take it. I'll take it. Oh, right. I gotta be mindful though, because like, you can't just draw just the belt, right? Belts have the loops. You gotta draw the belt loops. See, you can't just throw them down. I mean, you could, but it would look bad. I'm glancing over there at the window AC. Like, what gives, bro? I just went over there and turned it back on, and I guess maybe the thermostat just thinks it's like the right temperature in this room. It's not. It's uncomfortable in here. So since I started doing these streams, I actually added a page back to my old website, the tab for art, and I've only got a couple of pieces done. I just got Gadget and the Tiny Toons that are up there, but I also decided to put a selected collection of fan art and gift art and old commissions and just things that people made for me back in the day. So there's some of that stuff up there too. Any of the not safe for work stuff, though, I censored. I pixelated that. Not really about that lifestyle anymore. There we go. Yeah, it looks all right. Okay. This pant leg goes up. Then of course we do have to kind of draw the, I mean, we do have to draw some crotch on them, alright? You know, we have to do, there has to be some of that. We have to have a little bit of the moneymaker. You know what I mean? And then he's got like a... We've got like kind of like a stitching down the side of the leg that goes to like the knee. He doesn't have pockets, I don't think. Like all the pictures I'm looking at, he doesn't have pockets, but he does have like a seam, like a hem on the pants that like, it does like this number. It's like that, kinda. I mean, I don't know. It's kind of what I'm looking at least the one where I can see the lines on the reference picture I picked. One thing I forgot to do, I didn't draw his gun holster. He doesn't have a gun in it. I mean, I guess he's supposed to, but is that a gun holster? Well, that's the Super Smash Brothers one. He's got a shield on that one, his little whatever that is. I mean, it is a gun. It does hold a gun. It goes right here. So it kind of starts... He has like a buckle. It's like another triangle. And then it's kind of like this. And then he's got the inner strap that goes around the leg. I mean, does that... I was gonna say, does the strap, would that theoretically cover the stitching here? Okay, and it kind of comes off his hip here. I keep looking at this like, I don't know. Get a better picture of that gun holster? Okay. So it has... Okay, so this part... This looks kind of strange. I'm kind of guessing at this. Oh, mouth harp, great. That's not distracting at all. It almost kind of, it kind of looks like a switch dock, I guess. I feel like that strap is just not... It should be connected to this, like here. It should come off of this. Like that. And then this buckle, it can just go down to whatever it goes down to. What kind of gun you got, Falco? So, it's got like a little point. I mean, we're not going to see most of it. We're just going to see the top of it. So really, that's all I got to worry about. I'm kind of losing myself on the guidelines there. Tell you what. Not a big weapons guy. I will just make the holster bigger. I'll make the wall on the holster bigger. Lewis, that's not canon. That's not what it looks like. Hey, I don't care. You know, leave me a comment or don't. I don't care. Sure. All right. We'll go with got like the hammer. I know the names of the parts of a gun. Okay? Here they come, clicking and clacking rickety around the track. Sure. There's my trademark shrug. Okay. And then I guess the front of the pants, we'll just continue the zipper there. I mean, so this is, okay, I promise, full disclosure, this is not me trying to get out of not drawing a seam, but this seam is between his two belt loops here. And then that means it'd be behind the gun. So I don't got to worry about it. So, so I'm just not going to do that. All right. Let's work on this jacket. We got kind of a, like I said, kind of a sleeve-looking thing here. He's got like these like chevrons that are coming up out of it. And they come up to like halfway up his arm, so like here. One of these. I wasn't trying to make them all just fit on the arm like that. It just kind of happened. I'm actually getting up out of my seat to like turn my head sideways to like get to do this straight. Okay. And then how would this little tuck would kind of go in, like there would kind of be a little crease like that. And that little... Sure. Okay, so that arm looks good. And we really don't really see much of this one. Oh, you know what I'm forgetting to do? This bottom of this... Can I see anything? Yeah, he has like a... Oh, hang on. That's his arm. And then this is the bottom of the jacket. And he does have like a little... There is a pattern. There's like a piece of... I don't know, something here. It's like a stripe. He does have that. Okay. Coming down this arm, we got these little bands, and we don't see much of them because his hands are covering them, but he has a band right here, and then up on the shoulder he's got he has the Star Fox team patch, right? Well, it's kind of It's kind of like further around. It's weird. It's like not on the direct outside of his shoulder. It's like a third of the way back around. I'm just going to do it on the shoulder. Just seems a bit strange to have it in that particular render, having it weird like that. Okay. So that's there. Up on the collar. Up on that popped collar. Very cool, Falco. I'm a big fan of Falco. Rock Me Amadeus, great song. Boo! Get better material. He has like a pad. We've got like these on the inside of his jacket. I guess here. You've got these like stripes that kind of come down. Let's see. I mean, yeah, that's about where that would be. They're not like suspenders. It's like a pad down his. It's also, I feel like what I'm looking at, it's kind of wider than it is on that, but that's the best I can do. Great. Opera. That's not going to be distracting. Like, I get, like, don't get me wrong, dude, that takes a lot of talent to sound that way. Like, it is an art form, but just shut up, you know? I don't want to hear it. It's very loud. It really is like the definition of like decadence, though. You know, is to be able to just train yourself to hit those ridiculously high notes. Wait, is it Undertale too? Oh man, dude, that's, you know what? That counts for 2 strikes, so that's 3 strikes. You're out. Sans Undertale? Real? Not clickbait. One of my exes was really into Undertale. We got in a fight over it because, like, he convinced me to play the demo of it, and this is before it came out, so I downloaded the Undertale demo, and we were playing it. And you get the option in that demo to like fight Ariel, the goat character, the one who like rescues you when you fall down the hole. You know, the title and titular hole, Undertale. And you fight her, and I was like, just kill her. And then like, apparently that's like a no-no. You're not supposed to do that. And he got really pissed off. He was like, why did you say to do something like that? Because I was like, because I don't trust her. You just showed up down here, and she's like suddenly showering you with praise and all this other weird stuff. Like, it seems really weird and predatory. I don't trust her. Kill her. And we literally had an argument over that. That's my only memory. That is my only personal first-hand memory of Undertale, is that. I guess you could say I was going to have a bad time. Yeah, so you've never played it. See, I've never played it. I played the demo, and even then, that's like 15 minutes. That's not. It's just a sampler. I've never played the actual game, but yeah, it's just everywhere. I mean, you're right. The fan base really kind of did that game dirty, just because you tended to associate it with a certain kind of like, I don't know, behavior, mentality, whatever you want to call it. And it really just left a bad taste in my mouth. Yeah, annoying fandoms ruining games that's like the worst. You have like something that's like a perfectly serviceable thing. The same thing kind of happened to like My Little Pony. You know, when they did the Friendship is Magical, when the reboot came out in the 2010s. I remember like I thought, I was like, oh yeah, cool, they're making a new My Little Pony, that's neat. And then like apparently it was cool for like boys to like it. And I was like, hold up. It's like, what is this? What's going on here? Because I'm old enough to remember the original My Little Pony in the 80s. It wasn't cool for boys to like that. I got bullied relentlessly because I watched My Little Pony, because I just thought it was just a fun cartoon. But it's like, no, I watched Ninja Turtles and like He-Man and shit too, but because I watched My Little Pony and like my friends found out about it, or I say friends, classmates maybe, yeah, I got bullied relentlessly for it. So I was like, whoa, you telling me that like all I had to do was wait like 25 years, a quarter of a century, and it would have been cool for me to like it? If only I was born later. So then like I did check out the new show, and I watched a couple episodes, and I was like, oh yeah, this is a neat show, whatever. And then like the fan base, then Brony happened, and I'm like, oh no, I'm okay, no, okay, no thanks. I was like, trust me, back in my day, the worst we had to worry about our fandoms was like, you know, creepy stalker guys sending weird letters to voice actresses and making them feel uncomfortable to come to conventions and stuff. You guys have the jar. And that's like the top of the iceberg. Okay, let's work. This is the first time, I think this is the first time in a stream where I've like worked on a character and then I just didn't start from the nose out and then go down. I literally drew the head shape and I was like, looks weird, let me draw the torso and stuff. Then I started from the feet and worked all the way up. You gotta start from the, you gotta build them up from the foundation. Oh, I hear some sax. Here's some late night sax. Octopath Traveler. That's one of those RPGs with a funny name. I mean, I guess Octopath Traveler, I've never played it, but are there 8 different paths you can take? Like 8 different concurrent stories happening or something at the same time? And that's why it's called, because it's octo, like 8? Because then there's also, like, RPGs that are called, like, triangle strategy. I'm like, what? You mean, like, trigonometry? Like, what are we talking about here? I don't think I've, you know, having been through high school, college, and things like that, I didn't think it was possible for me to feel such hatred and contempt for a shape until, you know, I thought Pythagoras was the worst of it. Whew, man. If only. If only. Oh, right, he's got, man, he has like a scouter on his head. I just looked up to like see about his eye. I was like, oh shit, he has like the thing to let him know it's over 9,000. There's like a little, can I zoom in on that? What does that look like? It's like a little beeper on his head. Hang on, I'm getting a call. Okay, it's like this. It's like a little trapezoid. Also a bad shape. Being like, what's so bad about the trapezoid? It's got 4 sides. Not 3, like a triangle. What happens when you try to find the volume or the surface area and all that stuff? You gotta cut it into a rectangle and 2 triangles. Can't get away. It's like Event Horizon. You can't leave. She won't let you. feel like no, because we're not going to really see that part of the... We're going to see more of the bottom. It's got like I don't know. I'm just gonna do the same from the shoe, like this little zigzag, little beeper on his head. There we go. Man, what is this? This is Xenophobe. Good arcade game. This start of this song sounded like a combination of like, what was I gonna say, like Moby, like the Prodigy. I was like, what is? Am I gonna get copyright dinged for this? Like, what the hell? Hey Einstein, I'm on your side. See, it looks, honestly, it does look substantially better now that I just did the, I mean, I gotta do his butt, I gotta do his tail feathers. See, that's a free art tip for you, okay, from Uncle Lou. If something ever looks weird to you, just literally draw the entire rest of the picture first and then go back to that thing. You can probably just fake it till you make it, okay? Alright. So then, I mean, honestly, tail feathers, how far down do they go? Okay, so we're gonna... It's like right here. Okay. And then... like that. We'll draw Falco's, plumage. His what? His plumage. To adjust myself for better perspective again. Oh, whoops. I'm excited for the new Star Fox game. Very excited. I actually woke up this morning and a friend of mine reached out to me. She let me know. It's weird because I have only really talked about my anticipation of this game for just a couple of people, apparently, and one of my old fandom friends. I say old fandom friends. I mean, I've known her a while, but I have to kind of put things into perspective now because I've been around for so damn long. Within the past decade, okay, kind of caught wind of that, and she was like, "I'll buy you a copy of the game." I was like, "I don't have a Switch. I have a Switch too." So I've kind of got a copy that with my name on it. If I just get a Switch too, I can just, you know, get that gratis. I just have to, you know, cough up $500 or whatever. Yeah, Switch 2. It's too expensive. You know why they call it the Switch 2? You know why? It's when you see it. When you see it, you do it too when you walk away. Oh, Falco, you're killing me. Do that. I'm up standing at a weird angle now because I'm trying to fix his damn feathers. I can't fumble the bag now. We're almost at the end zone. There. That's better. That's pretty good. I mean, that's not bad. That's not... I'm not done. Oh, I gotta do the logo on the... Hang on, am I forgetting anything, like, on the clothes? You can't really see... I don't know if the patch is on... I'm gonna do the patch on one side. I don't know if it's on both sides. Does he have anything? I mean, that looks like his smash render, and it's not on that. I still have the one of him in the red jumpsuit, just, you know, serving, as the kids would say. I think the patch is only on one side. Okay. Hang on, can I get a... Let's see. Let me Google Star Fox logo. Yeah, I need to... I was like, I just needed I needed a clear picture of that to see what it looks like, the shape of it. Then we got the wings. You'll probably fix the shape of that patch too, make it a little bit smaller. That way it fits the logo inside. It doesn't look weird. All right. Let me just stare at him for a second and make sure that I'm not forgetting anything. I mean, I don't, you know,
I guess I could do a little bit on the jacket. Maybe like... Probably should have a couple of like, you know, creases in the fabric on the jacket and stuff like that, you know. I'm just gonna put something on this shoulder because it just looks weird with nothing on it. I'm gonna kind of invent a little thing right here. I'm gonna put like a little buckle or something, just because it just seems, you know what I mean? Like if there's something on this arm and then, because even looking at this, there's nothing on that shoulder because the patch is only on that arm, and it just looks weird to me. It just looks like, I don't know. Okay. What time is it? Is that 8:33? Yeah, 8:33. Yeah, sure. Got time to ink. All right, yeah. Let's move ahead and do the ink, and let me just stare at my bird husbando. Yeah, let's go with that. Let's go. Yeah. Okami. It's a good one. What's the story of Okami? Like specifically how the cover art wound up with the IGN logo on the front of it? How did that happen? I feel like the cover art had to come first for IGN to put their watermark on it, so how did it wind up on the game cover? Okay, just bite the bullet. As Concan once said, bite the bullet. That's a good music group, by the way, Concan. I believe it was Fandra in chat who introduced me to them. She was like, "Oh, it's like your last name, right?" It's like, yeah, whatever. Then I listened to one of the songs. I was like, "Oh, it's a pretty good song. I like it." Was Concan? Were they 80s? Was Move to Move, that album with the I Beg Your Pardon, that was, I think it was like 80, like 87, I think. I don't know. I don't want to look. Can though, Canadian band. Not saying, I feel like Canada has a very strange batting average with like musicians. They seem to be really good at like churning out ones that have like low output, but what they have is like really good. Like Concan and the Philosopher Kings, who are also Prozac. That's the same band. And then like, I guess Bare Naked Ladies had a bunch of albums. They're still around, but I don't know if they count. I'm trying to think who else. think is Donna Lewis Canadian? I don't know. You're musically illiterate. I mean, I feel I'm a little further along music-wise than you are, so I'd say, like, if I don't know, then psh. Oh, Men Without Hats. I mentioned them the other stream with the album cover that's just the big baby face that's, like, jump-scared me. They literally had, like, they had Safety Dance and they had Pop Goes the World. I always got them confused with Men at Work. It had that Land Down Under song. I hate that song so much. Nothing against Australia. I just don't like that song. Very regal Falco in his very regal looking jacket. Looks like a Bleachers album cover. That's one of those, I don't really listen to a lot of contemporary music, but the first time I heard Stop Making This Hurt on the radio when it was new, so that's like a decade ago now, because that was that album, Take the Sadness Out of Saturday Night, I think. Like, the first time I heard that song, I was like, this is actually like that's great, that's a good song, I like it, more of this. And then I looked up, like, what is this band? Who the hell are Bleachers? And I'm like, Jack Antonoff. I'm like, isn't that the guy from Fun? Like, the Tonight We Are Young. I'm like, I hated that song. I was like, you mean to tell me this guy actually makes music that's, like, not bad? What was that other song they had? Oh shit, oh man, I got so frustrated thinking about that music group, I messed up the patch. I'm like, man, damn it, Jack. Some Nights, that was the one. Some nights I stay up, cashing out my bad luck. God, that song was fucking everywhere when it came out. So yeah, it's like I hated that guy's band, and then he turns around with a different project and puts out that song. I'm like, oh, this is a really good song. Who did this? What? This guy? But I hated that guy. There's that other song that, like, I'm trying to think. Maybe it's just because maybe it's just too recent in recent memory, but, like, I don't know. There were a lot of songs in the 2010s that I just cannot stand. Like, Thrift Shop by Macklemore and the other guy who's not Macklemore, but always chummed around with him. I hated that song. Like, even when it was new, I'm like, okay, you guys are hitting this one a little hard. It's just Goodwill, you know. Like, man, I remember, so I promise I'm not saying this to sound like a hipster. I remember when Gangnam Style had like 250,000 views. I was visiting one of my friends at their apartment, and her boyfriend was like, hey, have you seen this thing? I'm like, what? She's like, yeah, it's this song that, like, you know, weebs are into, and there's like a cool dance that goes with it. I remember that afternoon, like, learning the Gangnam Style dance with her and her boyfriend, and you know, and then fast forward, and that was like the first video ever on YouTube to score 1 billion hits was Gangnam Style, and then it was at every convention. Every convention played that song, and people did the dance and filmed it, like the Harlem Shake thing. They filmed all their little videos. That people had their fun with it, right? But then it just like would not go away. And what, Lord? I remember she had like Royals. That was her song. That was also all over the radio. I could not stand that song. Very overplayed. I had a friend when one of the places I worked, one of my colleagues, he was obsessed with that song. He would play it all the time. I'm like, dude, come on, man. You got to turn that off. You got to limit yourself to like a couple of listens per workday because I work here too. Buy some headphones. But then again, it's like, who am I to judge somebody's taste in music? Because I listen to plenty of trashy crap, you know. If you saw my music collection, like physical CDs and cassette tapes I've had forever, you know. Freaking Nelson, Roxette, you know, those. Tell you what, one musician I've been able to avoid the psyop, the siren song. Taylor Swift. Never got into her music. Couldn't stand to hear it. Always turned it off when it came on the radio. Still do. I don't even listen to the radio anymore because I think that fuse for the console in my vehicle like went out. I just never replaced it because it's the only thing that affects it. I'm never in my vehicle really long enough to really appreciate the radio anyways. I drive to work, I drive to the store, I drive home, that's really it. The CD player is also broken in my truck too. I mean, it plays, but the eject button doesn't work. So you put a CD in there, you better hope that's the one you really, really, really want to listen to. Apparently Toy Story 5 is in theaters now. Found that out from one of my buddies. He went to go see it. He said it was alright, but I was like, I mean, I knew they were making one, but I didn't know it was in theaters yet now. I mean, I just knew there was a Toy Story 5. I knew it was a thing. But like, I'm so unplugged from pop culture these days that like I don't even know. Like, people find that facet of my personality like genuinely hard to believe, that like I just don't engage with media anymore. So it's like, I don't have cable, I don't have satellite TV, I don't have Netflix, I don't have Hulu, I don't pay for like Spotify Premium. I block every advertisement on every platform I use. I don't get advertised to, so I don't see any of this stuff. I'm told that's very Ted Kaczynski coded, but I'm like, fine, he was right about everything anyways. I feel like the stripes are different widths and thicknesses. They look kind of weird. I was afraid of doing that. Oh well. Yeah, this I thought this was the stunt race one. This is another when did they post this one? Because this is another really old one. This is a great, yeah, 2003. That's another high school one for me. God, this song is 23 years old, man. I mean, the game it's from is even older, but you know, what am I complaining about? One of my favorite OC remixes. You know, there was a period where like I would compulsively listen to like every single submission on this website, just because I had, you know, an abundance of free time at one point. And one of my favorite songs on the whole website, it's from a game you wouldn't even think to listen to the music to. Like, who would care? It's like Superstar SNES Tennis or something. This song is called 5 Minutes of Glory. It's a great piece of music, and it's from like a tennis game that not only had I never heard of and just didn't care about, but again, it's like, it's tennis, who cares? It's looking good so far. You know, I can't wait to see what I accidentally screw up on. I think Falco, he's like one of like the OG furry crushes, right? Like people really like this guy. He wasn't my first. It was actually Spyro the Dragon. I wrote a whole introspective and slightly depressing little journal entry on my personal site about the first time I played Spyro when I got it in 1998. I remember like I got the PlayStation for Christmas that year, and I also got Spyro the Dragon because I asked for that game specifically. Because I actually when I was a kid, I asked for the Nintendo 64. They came out, 64 was 96 and the PlayStation was 95, I think. And I asked for the 64 because, you know, it had Mario, you had Bomberman 64, you had Star Fox 64, right? So these were all games that I knew. I've played Mario on all the other Nintendos. I played Star Fox on the SNES. I knew Bomberman. So I was like, I'm going to go with that one because I know what those games are. The PlayStation was really cool because it had CDs and stuff like that. The games looked cooler, but I didn't know what any of them were. I never heard of, you know, Crash Bandicoot. Twisted Metal looked cool, but I'm like, you know, it could be... I stuck with what I knew. So I got that, and then 98 was the year that Banjo-Kazooie came out for the 64, and I absolutely got into that game. I loved Banjo-Kazooie. I love Kazooie. People who know me know that I definitely have a thing for her. So that was the era of the collectathon. And then later that same year, I saw an advertisement for I was at like the local Walmart. They had like a banner hanging up in the electronics department for this game for the PlayStation coming out called Spyro the Dragon. And the gameplay kind of looked a lot like Banjo-Kazooie, where you just run around, you're collecting things and stuff like that. And I was like, dude, that game, like, that looked incredible to me. So in 1998, 3 years after the PlayStation release, so of course the price had come down a bit, I asked my parents, I was like, can I get that? Like, for Christmas, can I get that? So I got, is this that Marble Madness one? Dude, this is another old one. Yeah, this is 2004. This was also in my high school little playlist. Man, they're playing. All I had to do was just say, man, they're really not playing any bangers tonight. And then they're playing only bangers now. They knew. So yeah, I saw the Spyro the Dragon game. I was like, I really want that. I want to play that. And I got it for Christmas that year, and I was just completely enraptured with Spyro. I fell in love with that world and everything else, all the dragons, all the magic, the flight, and all that. Just, I don't know. I was at like the right age for that to just be like, I hesitate to say like an awakening, because it was completely platonic, because I was still pretty young, but Spyro was my first crush. That's always like a weird disclaimer that I feel like I have to say sometimes, is that like when people always talk about crushes and things like that, there's always this implication that it involves like adult matters. But it's like, no, I mean, at that age it's just like awkward, like hugging. The way that a person who's like just like not even barely quite of age would like think about like awkwardly like hugging a girl they had a crush on or whatever, and like that's like the extent of what they knew. Because there's so many other people in the fandom that'll tell like their stories of like, oh, my first furry crush, and then it'll be this pornographied, salacious retelling of stuff. I'm like, it doesn't always have to be. You don't have to upsell it like that. You can be sincere about it, right? You can say you used to just turn the game on just to listen to the music, and then like imagine you were hanging out with Spyro, right? Oh man, I hit a piece of the eraser chunk there. Whoops. Burning rubber. Sure, that works. That Christmas that I got the Spyro the Dragon game and my PlayStation, I remember later that day, like when my parents like rounded me and my younger brother up to go go to Grandma's house and have Christmas dinner and all that stuff. That my parents kind of got upset with me because rather than bring the PlayStation into my room and set it up, I just went straight to the living room TV right there, and I plugged it in there and was playing my game on the living room TV. And then I actually unhooked it and took it. No, I didn't unhook it. I took the game with me because my uncle, who still lived at my grandparents' house, he was still that young. He had a PlayStation, and I remember booting him off of his own damn system so that I could just be a little antisocial piece of shit and just continue playing my game. That's like the third time my phone has gone off. Let me see who's trying to get a hold of me real quick. Speak of the devil, that was the uncle whom I kicked off of his PlayStation on Christmas 28 years ago. Oh no, I don't get messages from work on my phone. Like I think they have my number, but like they just never call me or text me or whatever. And even if they did, I wouldn't have gotten a ding because my phone only dings if the number is saved in my contact list, and none of them are. So if it was an emergency, you know. Oh, whoops. When I finalized the lines, I kind of messed up the boots a little bit, but oh well, that's whatever. It is what it is. Well, the music stopped. Is it just starting the next track? It got awfully quiet really fast and I felt awkward. Did I do this? I mean, I guess. Yeah, that works. That's fine. Okay, everything's inked there. I'm missing like a texture or pattern on something, and I'm not really. Like how those lines here, the stripes. All right. Now I get to pretend like I know what the hell I'm doing with his tail feathers. I don't have a really good upskirt of Falco, so I'm just going to kind of make these lines really kind of a little more jagged than the other ones, just because that's gonna kind of imply the texture as well. go with that. It looks alright. It looks alright. It's amazing how much of these streams just evolve into me kind of shrugging to be like, yeah, alright. It's good. Yeah, sure. I mean, I feel like that's kind of tweaked a little bit weird. I wasn't really sure, like, the dominance, I guess, the layering of the feathers. I guess maybe the center one should have been all the way on top on the outside, maybe? I don't know. That kind of went onto the pant leg. Yeah. Doesn't look too bad. Alright, now it's time to erase all the pencils. Give me a second. Let me turn around the other way. Another drink of water. I gotta change the filter in my Brita after this stream. The little date reminder on top is this week. I mean, it's probably fine, but it's like, I don't know, it's one of those things I get kind of paranoid about. It's like looking at milk that's like a day away from expiration. It's like, you're gonna take the chance? I feel like this light above me is like moving more than it used to. It's making the stream kind of pulse weird. Nope, I see a line I didn't finish. Have you spotted it? Here's a hint. Answer on inside of cereal box. I remember when Star Fox 64 came out. That was a big deal. I mean, a lot of my friends, we all played it in school and stuff like that. But, of course, everybody would, like, rag on Slippy. Like, he's so annoying. I hate Slippy. And then they would, like, shoot him down on purpose and, like, brag about doing that. And then, you know, you do stuff like that. You don't get the medals at the end of the stages if you don't have a complete crew. If any of your teammates are down, you don't. It doesn't even matter if you got the score tally. You don't get the medal because you have to finish with all your fighters intact. So, like, my friends are wondering, like, how the fuck, like, I can't. How do you have all the medals, Lewis? I'm like, you know, because you can't just keep shooting down Slippy. It's like you do that. You also don't get the health meter on the boss. Like, I had some of my friends ask me back then. You know, they'd be hanging out. I'd be over at their house or something, or they'd be over at mine, and we'd be playing the game. And then, you know, we get to the boss, and, like, the health meter appears. And they're like, how'd you do that? I'm like, do what? He's like, how'd you get the health meter? I'm like, because Slippy does that. He says that. He says, you know, analyzing enemy shields or whatever. And then the thing appears. But if you've shot him down earlier in the stage for being an annoying piece of shit, guess who's not there during the boss fight to do the shields? It's like, you guys are the same kinds of people that would, like, jump over a pit in Mario World just to throw Yoshi down the pit, just to be an evil person. Yeah, Yoshi is he's my friend. Yoshi is friend-shaped, okay? You don't jump off Yoshi and throw him down the pit. That's not nice. That's mean. Yoshi is there to be cherished, okay? Alright. Set that down. What was I going to do? Oh, right. I was going to fix that. Now that I've erased the stuff, were there any other lines that just came out a little strange or incomplete? I don't think I did. It's probably good. Oops. Good old Metroid Prime. I told you guys the story of finding the Metroid games at the garage sale and stuff when I was younger. My copy of Metroid spent $1 on it. Back when that was a thing that could happen, you know. Alright, so... Oh, I guess that corner of the mouth right there. So, there are a few things on Falco that, you know, we're going to do the cross-hatching and shading. I feel like I went a little too ham on Buster and Babs Bunny doing the cross-hatching. I kind of got carried away there because I was talking with everybody in chat and kind of goofing off, and I kind of overdid it compared to my Gadget one. So I'm going to try to I'm going to tone it down a bit for Falco. So that said, there are parts of him like the Star Fox logo here, this part of his shirt, maybe like the Scouter, the inside of his eye, parts of the boots and things like that. Those are definitely, those are in the holster, like, those are basically, like, black, or, like, 80% dark gray. So, I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to fill those in, and then we'll kind of do the shading on the rest of the stuff, maybe. I might play a bit with doing just lighter cross-hatching inside of, like, these parts of the jacket that are meant to be colored. And we'll see, I don't know, because the thing is that, like, Falco himself is already kind of a dark blue. So I don't want to imply solid dark colors on too many things. So I feel like if I just do it sparingly, kind of selectively, might be the best course of action. We'll see. And we'll do that. I guess also his belt. You know what I used to do, speaking of, you know, games that have good music and stuff? When I was younger, I had a tape recorder and stuff like that when I was a kid, and I would plug in a 3.5mm, like a headphone cord, into the headphone out on the TV, and plug that into the microphone line in on my tape recorder, because I found out that anything that would just come through the headphones just go straight into, like, you were talking into a microphone. So you could make your own, like, video game mixtapes and stuff. And I did that with like a lot of the Sonic games. I did that with you know, Pokemon games on the Game Boy and things like that. Anything that had a headphone out, you could do it with. So I did it with, like, Mega Man. I couldn't do it on Star Fox, though, because I don't think that game had a sound test mode. And you couldn't just, like, load into a level and then not do anything, because the characters would, like, chatter, and there would be sounds of, like, enemies flying around, and, it's, you know, it just wouldn't work. So, oh well. Okay, this is the dark part. This one's kind of a bop. What is this? Dude, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? Hell yeah. One of my best friends, he loves Ninja Turtles, not in that way. We're about the same age. It was weird though because like that was one of the things that I definitely watched the cartoon, but I just never really got into Ninja Turtles. I know that was like that and Transformers. I know were like cultural phenomenons for my generation, and I was like, you know, they're fine, but I would just really kind of take it or leave it towards them. I'm like, yeah, whatever. It is what it is. Not my thing. You know, I had shit to do. I was watching, you know, I'm talking like Shirt Tales. I'm talking Gummy Bears, okay? I was only watching the good stuff, alright? You should also take a lot of the things I say, you know, kind of with a grain of salt, because I'm also a weirdo who, like, unironically liked the first two Bubsy games that were on Sega Genesis. I liked Bubsy. Okay. So I'm gonna try to go for some lighter cross-hatching. Inside the eye is the red part of his eye here. The Smoggies? Yeah, I remember Smoggies. Barely. I haven't thought about that one in a long time. I'm trying to think what other dumb cartoons I was obsessed with when I was a kid that were like, I don't want to say like obscure, but like the ones that you shouldn't have, you know, the horses you shouldn't have bet on because they didn't turn into anything. Okay, I feel like those are probably all the parts I'm going to get away with on his costume, his outfit, that are like proper, like dark colored. So now we can kind of come back in and... Oh, wait, where's the light source? I figured he'll just be looking into it. It'll be coming down this way, you know? So then the shadow will be out like that. Okay, now again, I'm going to try not to go too ham on it, because that's what made Buster and Babs look a little bit too rough, so I'm going to kind of go easy on the cross-hatching. I'm kind of relearning a lot about cross-hatching through looking through, like, old fandom, like furry comics from the, you know, the 90s and the early 2000s and stuff like that. It's something I'm, like, super duper passionate about. So like a lot of the kind of the shading, those kind of shading styles and stuff like that, you kind of learn it from looking at old art like that, because of course those were all predominantly like black and white. Must be the light that I smell. Every once in a while, something just smells like computer parts, and I'm like, what is that? It's never good when something smells like electrical heat. I think, because this is a compact fluorescent bulb, and not like a, it's like a proper, like a proper light bulb, not just like a, what am I trying to say, the CFLs you can buy for like your house lights. This is like the kind they used to have at the roof at the Sears, but smaller. That's coming out much better. Like I said, what I was doing with the reason why I you know, was kind of questioning the Tiny Toons one I did was because, like, I tried to... So, with cross-hatching, you can kind of make things... The front of his shirt looks darker than his beak right here because of the proximity of the strokes to each other. So, you know, the further away you put them, you can either use it... I have to be careful not to imply texture too much, like hair. I don't want to do that. But the further away you put them, the less of a shadow that the lines imply. The more you put together, it suggests a darker area. Man, I'm having problems with my eyes lately. I gotta get that looked at. Every once in a while, I'll have like a muscle spasm. My eyes kind of twitch, both of them just kind of defocus and twitch. I used to be able to do a fun trick when I was a kid where I could like make my eyes shake by like crossing them really hard. I guess the muscles would just like convulse and stuff like that. It used to gross people out when I was in like elementary school. And it's one of those things where it's like, keep making that face, it's gonna stay that way. Yeah, I guess it does. That's looking a lot better. The cross-hatching on Falco is looking a lot better. I mean, I should probably get in the habit of like having my previous drawings just ready to go, but whenever I'm done with them, I tear them off this thing and I stick them inside the drafting table. I had a portfolio for them, but that's inside the drafting table because I couldn't find a good place to put it where I wasn't afraid it might get, you know, damaged or whatever. Okay, it's looking pretty good. I've been spoiling myself lately. We have a grocery store here that, you know, I live relatively close enough to the water where, you know, fishing, I guess restaurants that would sell like seafood and crap like that are pretty common. We have like catch of the day and stuff like that. But it's kind of a premium thing because it's a very touristy trap sort of thing. So I usually just don't. I'll just make my own because I learned how to cook, and I'm not a tourist. But one of the grocery stores here was doing a Cajun boil, like a crab boil kind of thing with your choice: crawfish, potatoes, corn, sausage, shrimp. You name it. Hell, they even had lobster tails. That's a little too luxe for me, but they were selling it by the pound, and it's way. I mean, yeah, you could buy the ingredients yourself and do it yourself. I've done it all the time, but the ready-made stuff really only cost you a few dollars more than if you had done it yourself. So yeah, I kind of got in on a little bit of that this weekend, and then also they did it last weekend too. They had the sale, so I went ahead and doubled down and got some more of that today. I got enough for leftovers too. Cajun boils are fun. You got to get like a big pot out with a big propane burner and all that stuff, and fire up the thing and get the big pot of water to boil. It's a lot of fun to do that. If you've never either had or been to a Cajun boil, if you're ever in an area that, I mean, you could It's not geographically locked. You can do it anywhere. But like, if you're ever in a place that there's a restaurant that that does them, you should check it out. They're pretty good. Falco's looking pretty good too. Say that I'm gonna, because these shadows on these little chevrons are kind of bothering me. I'm going to extend them just into that next one a little bit. It's messing with my OCD. My favorite Cajun boil things, I'm big into like, I like potatoes and I like andouille sausage. Boudin is also good, but boudin doesn't, it doesn't take well in a Cajun boil. It tends to fall apart. So that's just something you would, I normally, you can boil that, but I usually like roast it and bake it. Surprisingly, a lot of the people where I work don't really know my personal history. They don't really know about, you know, the whole furry thing and all that stuff. I kind of keep that under wraps. I maintain that plausible deniability. You know, it's funny. I do like to keep them guessing, though. It does kind of amuse me. You never know. I mean, I assume, you know, background checks are a thing. Everybody gets Googled at some point, you know. I'm sure the hiring manager probably knows, but it always is kind of perpetually weird, you know, to be not one of the guys in kind of a male-dominated. And when I say male-dominated, I don't mean like you know, how like IT, how there's like computer nerds. I mean like male dominated as in like blue collar, like work out in the sun type of men. I mean, I know how to do a lot of things. I can work on my own car or whatever, you know, I can fix a lot of things. I'm good with tools and all that, but you know, I'm not I'm not cut from really that cloth, so it's always kind of funny when you know, those kind of awkward conversations. Was that a little gnat? I don't know. You know, guys always have conversations where they like to sound tough. They'll be like, "Yeah, man, I saw this raccoon. It was in my driveway or something, and man, I pulled out a BB gun and I shot." I'm like, "Why are you telling me this? Are you telling me this because like I'm a guy and you think that like I would think it's cool that you just shot an animal and killed it in a really inhumane way? That you're just gonna say it as like a cool flex? Is it because like I have a little raccoon in my office, a little toy one that it was like I got it as a gift when I started working where I work because I was pulling boxes out of the skip out back because I needed to get some stuff, you know, and ship it. So we had all these empty boxes that had been flattened and they were out in the trash. So because I was digging through the trash, they just started calling me Raccoon. And then one of them gave me a dumb little guy as like a gift, you know, when I started working there. So I was like, oh, that's funny, and he's just in my office now. But like I don't know. It's like, you know, I have like the cute little raccoon guy in my office, and you're gonna tell me stories about how like you basically just murdered these animals. I'm like, I don't want to hear this. Like, you're gonna ruin my day, man. I don't want to hear it. This is always the hard part when I get down here to the bottom of the damn page. I feel like I've heard this. Yeah, this is the Street Fighter one. This is like a remix of like the E Honda level. I was like, I know I've heard this before. You win. What is that? I'll do a couple of those little straps there. I do kind of maintain like a little plausible deniability though, because like ever since I got the little raccoon in my office, I did kind of inherit like other animal related things. So like one of the women who works where I work, she painted like some seagulls or something, some birds, as like a decoration for something we did a couple years ago. And when the little promotion was over, you know, they didn't know what to do with the birds. I was like, don't throw them away, you know, just hang them up in the wall in my office. I got plenty of wall space, it doesn't matter. My office is, I say I have an office, really I work in the server room. So I mean, it kind of is an office, I guess, but like, not really. So the little birds were hanging up in there, and I just kind of inherited those, and so it's just, I have all these little animals in my office, so it's like, hey, if anybody ever gets suspicious, I'd be like, well, hey, you guys gave me all this shit, you know? Like, it's... Alright, I gotta do his tail feathers too. Luigi's Mansion, the music that's playing right now, that was an interesting game. I wasn't super duper into Luigi's Mansion, but like, I liked the idea. It was a cool idea. That is bad. Go away. Where are they coming from? Now I'm paranoid. You see like one gnat, like how does it get all the way in here? Is there like a rotten apple or something that's in like the trash can behind me? I mean, I feel like if there was, I would smell it, you know what I mean? Yeah, heckin' bugs. It is summertime after all, and there's more insects out and about. You know, it's been raining here and stuff like that, so people slacking on mowing their grass, and of course that fosters mosquitoes and, you know, all sorts of other little creepy crawlies. So I'm going to do something to his tail feathers here to kind of emphasize the... And I'm going to do something up here on his head as well. I'm going to add a couple extra little wisps. You know? I'm going to add a couple little smaller wisps to his face, where you can see his face, whatever. And then I'm going to also add some more little wisps, like inside his tail feathers where I was shading it. And that's to add some texture as well. To kind of add to the featheriness. And that's making it, honestly, that's making it look a lot better to me. That was kind of my plan when I was kind of going jagged intentionally with the thick pen. I was going to also come back and kind of go in with the littler one and add some more to it. Okay, am I missing anything? Oh man, is this a saxophone version of the Hammer Brothers from Mario 3? Yeah, it is. Dude, that's like Blues Brothers. That's cool. Anyways, now I'm just thinking of the damn movie. Right, I don't think I left anything out. You know, I got his... I mean, I guess maybe, like...
So I could do like a little bit, kind of touch up the red part of his eye, and then just do a little bit like that, yeah. Alright, I don't want to mess with it too much, but I'll just add a couple of extra little lines here and there, kind of just for accent on some of the... Oh, I didn't do like this little badge. Didn't do that on his pants. Okay. Hit those. I have a couple of... Like I said, I've been kind of going back and looking at some of the old comics and things I have to kind of get kind of a visual reference for kind of how to do just some of these little accents for little shadows and things like that. It's kind of how I've been kind of teaching myself how to do a lot of this stuff. I feel like his face looks a little bit weird with kind of the shading kind of going across it, but I was trying to be like the shape of his face. You know, the light is going to hit his cheek, but not so much right up in here. So that'll be, you know, this will have light on it. This kind of won't have less light, and then this will have more. So, I don't know. Kind of what I was going with. All right. Well, I mean, I'm not going to worry too much about putting a shadow under him. I did that for Gadget. I did that for the Tiny Toons characters, and I was like, I'm not sold on it. I don't really think I like it. I don't think I like doing that. It looks kind of scratchy. It looks a little too scratchy, I mean. So, I'm going to sign Falco here. We're at the best part. I get to put my cool signature. Nice. There's he's looking, I wrote it over here because he's looking at it. You guys saw, I was about to write it right here. I was like, nope, it's going over there because he's going to be staring right at it. Well, that's, I like it. He came out pretty good. The cross-hatching came out better. I guess cross-hatching is not the correct term. This is just hatching. Cross-hatching is when you have the alternating ones that further add definition. So this is just hatching. There's probably somebody watching this that'd be like, dude, this guy doesn't even know what he's talking about. I know all the terms: hatching, cross-hatching, stipple, pointillism. I know the terms. Okay, I was an art student for God's sake. But yeah, that's my Falco. I did it in anticipation of the new Star Fox game coming out next week. Maybe I'll pick it up. I don't know. Like I said, I got a buddy. She's offering to get it for me. I just got to get my hands on the Switch too. So. Yeah, maybe somebody's traded one into the GameStop. Maybe it won't be outrageously expensive. Maybe I can just make the money come out of thin air. Or maybe I'll just start taking. You guys want a commission? This right here, $500. Okay, so I can get the Switch. Anyway, coffee link is in the description below. Anyways. Yeah, I'm doing pay what you want commissions. As long as paying what you want starts at $500. Okay. You can do any more than that, but it has to be at least that much. It's a minimum. I'm putting a reserve on my pay what you want. But yeah, thanks for coming out and hanging out with me tonight. I appreciate it. I need to get the ink version of Buster and Babs up on my YouTube channel. The link to that on my Picarto page. I've got the link down in the corner with the social medias. I don't really use any social medias, so even though there is like a Blue Sky and an X and a Mastodon link, that goes to something else that I'm kind of working on. So that's not me. I'm kind of this is my one little avenue, my one little outing into the world where I kind of interact with people. So other than that, I kind of just kind of keep to myself. So I come out, I gab for 2.5 hours and draw stuff, and then I disappear for a week. It's better than disappearing for 9 years like I did previously. So anyways, hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your weekend. Thanks for hanging out with me tonight. Get yourself a copy of the Star Fox game if you got a Switch to play it on. It's worth it. Or, if you don't and you just have the regular Nintendo package or whatever, I'm pretty sure the 64 version is on the Switch as well. You can play that one. That's a good one too. Take your pick. It's pretty much the same game. So, I'm going to end the stream. Thanks for coming out. I don't know who I'm doing next week. I'll figure something out. I just did Falco because the game's coming out, but
You know, maybe I'll do, geez, I don't know. I could do Judy Hopps, maybe from Zoo. Well, I already did Rabbits. I did the Tiny Toons. I'll figure something out. I'll think of a character. It's not that I just want to never do a repeat or something, but I just don't, you know, right out of the gate, I don't want to do, like, multiples of the same thing. So, good night. I love you. God bless. I'll see you next week for some more good stuff. And, you know, or maybe not. Maybe I'll be playing Star Fox. I have no idea. Good night.